My FX3 has been stuck at firmware version 2, and I have not been able to figure out how to update it. And then I figured out something about the FX3 and the FX3A that actually make them completely different cameras. Hey everyone, I'm Cole Caparoon. Thank you for stopping by for another video. I searched and searched and searched for this info, and I finally found one Reddit thread with one comment that let me know about this, and it solved my problem. And so I just wanted to get the info out there. I'm sure this is a very niche video, but the FX3A, which is what I have, is not the same as the FX3, and they run completely different firmwares. Now, a few weeks ago, Sony released a new firmware update for the FX3, giving us the Big 6 menu, which is awesome. So of course, like one does, I'm like, well, time to update my camera. So I went to check the firmware version of my FX3A, and it is on firmware version 1. And the Big 6 menu is firmware version 7. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I started looking, and there's a very specific set of updates that you have to go through. You have to go to firmware version 2 and then 2.05. And then you can go from 2.05 to 2.07 to 7. And if you don't do that, it can brick your camera. So of course I was being very adamant in doing this. And no matter what I tried, the camera would not update past version 2. I downloaded the Sony drivers on my computer. I tried to do it via USB. I tried to do it via loading the firmware on the memory card, and I tried to do it via the Creators app, and it just would not show that my camera was due for an update. There were no updates available, and when I downloaded version 7 on the hard drive of the computer or on the SD card, it wouldn't do it. So I went digging and digging and digging, and I did finally find a Reddit thread that the FX3A has different firmware than the FX3. So my FX3A shipped with firmware version 1, which is actually the same as firmware version 6 on the normal older FX3. And then when I updated to firmware version 2.0, that's the same as the FX3's version 7. So if you have an FX3A, it is actually running completely different firmware. So I just wanted to get this info out there because I was getting so frustrated. Like, why will my camera not update? This is crazy. It's because it is updated. Version 2 on the FX3A is the most recent at the time of filming this. So quickly to walk you through how to get to the Big 6 menu, you're going to go to the menu, and then you're going to go to shooting, which is the movie camera icon. You're going to go image quality recording, and then you're going to go to S&Q mode settings, and you want to change S&Q mode to fixed/variable. Now I've already done this, but once you do this, it will automatically prompt you to set a custom button for the Big 6 menu. I've set custom button 4, which is what it suggested. That works fine for me. So now when I push custom button 4, I get the Big 6 menu. When I'm running to a separate monitor, like the one that I have on here, the Big 6 menu will stay up on my camera monitor. And if I'm running a clean HDMI out, then I get my full screen on my actual monitor and the Big 6 menu up on my camera monitor. I find this a ridiculous menu setting to go through to enable this. Like, why do you have to go into S&Q mode in order to enable? It's super weird to me. But I wanted to get the info out there. The FX3A is running completely different firmware than the FX3. Don't forget to subscribe and drop me a comment. I'm doing tons of content on this camera, my build out, filmmaking, photography, photo editing, all kinds of stuff. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.